Very good morning to you all. Hope you're doing well. We've got the Jackson Hole Symposium today, and we've got the Powell speech tomorrow. So it's going to be quite bumpy, and we're seeing quite a reversal in risk, which is interesting. You probably will need to get the copy of the trading station because things did actually reverse quite hard. So if you get a copy of the trading station, you would have seen for yourself, and we'll see how we go today. So the big picture is that we're risk on, we're -9. So every one person buying the S&P, there's 9 people trying to short. All right, so think about that. Okay, so it's still quite crowded. However, the 24-hour difference is telling us that they're buying the dips. We don't really want them to be buying the dips. We want them to be selling. VIX is crushed below. Well, we were 24. I think on Tuesday we sort of went a bit parabolic on the VIX. Now it's come back down to 22. We had that PMI data, and it was not so good. But the VIX is coming down. Note what the Aussie bubble is. Note what the Swiss franc is, and note what the euro is as well. The euro, yeah, that needs to come down a little bit. And so the yields rose, and they're still out of bonk, which you can see. I think if by some miracle these go higher, we're going to have no inversion, and then that'll be really risk on. Okay, so we want to keep an eye on the 5, the 10. Don't really want that much higher, really. We want these to come down. They're just basically inverted. These need to come down. These probably could stay where they are. But if these 3 did rise, then at least we'll get like a gradual increment higher. But they're very high, really, to be honest. And this is risk off because it's saying flight to safety in government bonds. You know, invest in bonds because it's safe, basically, and it's given us a good yield. Really, if a 3-month yield is fantastic at that at the interest rate, it's a good place to invest your money. You know, so this is a risk-off indication. So US 30, there's them buying the dips from last Thursday. Note the difference in time. Oil, they've shorted it quite heavily, and so it's making it a buy. Dollar crosses, so the Euro USD is lagging. However, we're seeing a bit of reversal on risk, and if we're going to be risk on, then obviously the dollar is going to suffer because it's a safe haven. The euro could appreciate. And note that we did take the stops below, as noted in Discord, on Euro USD, and that's that. This is going all right, and we've had an amazing hit rate this week, so I'm really happy. If you join the trial, then you would see how the QDB system works, and you know how you can maximize profits and things. So we didn't have a bad trade. Aussie Swiss was flat yesterday, but it turned out it would have been good had you held. So a little bit of patience there, and there's the Discord link there. I'm gonna, once my monthly subscription cancels with Discord, it's a Nitro subscription. I'm gonna pay for a proper invite link, so it'll be like Quasidb, and it'll be a lot easier to remember. So I need to wait for my cancellation from Google on Discord, and once that's complete, then I can renew and get a new invite link. So that'll be cool. And we have to remember where things are going and where they were. And, DAX over here, and now it flipped over here. And it's going to go like this back and forth until they make their minds up, and, the herd have decided what they want to do with it, and the big fish decided what they want to do. Are they going to prey on the small fry? Yeah, they will. So they're probably just waiting to see what happens here. But you'll see a flip-flop, and, you want to see gradual progressions and things. So where was the pound USD yesterday? Was it over here? If it was, it's more of a buy because it's going this way, right? So where was it yesterday? And so you just need to get a copy of the trading station, and it's an amazing indicator terminal. So they did sell it, and up we come. Hexagon does warrant some care because if they go long, then this is going to fall. All right, so you have to be careful. And it was 30, they've sold it, so we come up, and they have continued to sell it, which is good. There's no hexagon there because it doesn't look like it's going to cross. However, with this, it looks like it might cross. Okay, So that's what the hexagon means. It's like a warning. And it's a sideways. There was no point putting a circle on this because it's a sideways. Like I was saying, it's DAX is flip flopping and it's undecided, so it's going back and forth on this zero line here, back and forth, and that represents that zero line here is the 50% here, that line. And they sold gold, and so up we come. And, same thing every day. They sold it here, price comes up. They sell it here, price comes up. They went long, price falls quite heavily, and so it's just a big money making spin cycle. They get destroyed, and they get destroyed, and it goes on forever. And so the largest movers were Euro USD and dollar CAD, both at 7% shifts. That one was for buy, that one was for sell. The largest stock was classed as EA, and that was AU before, so that's the location to target potentially, and we're probably going to hit that. Okay, in speech marks. So keep an eye on that. You might want to come down and get those stops. It's fairly large. Won't talk about this. You probably know about this already, so I won't talk about that. But basically, FX, SSI, Quasidb code. So that's what that is, and the information's there. So I don't need to repeat myself. So just read that. It's kind of like a bit of a casino right now. The yen is paying the retail guys a lot, and the dollar is destroying them and Aussie is destroying them as well, 6 out of 6. So what this means is that if they've gone one particular way, so let's say if they buy it, price will be below daily pivot. If they sell it, price will be above daily pivot. So what's currently happening in yen is that they're getting paid technically, and so we might see a reversal in yen. And no signals, but let's look at the max bubbles next week. That's probably going to be a good idea, I think, because we have had an amazing hit rate, fantastic hit rate. Last 3 weeks is really, really spot on. So AU was the first one to shift away from strong sell. Okay, we were strong sell, but now we're sell. So that was the first one to turn. So, be advised. And I did put something out in the Discord in the public channel about watch Aussie, and hopefully you did. Economic calendar. So we got GDP growth rate, jobless claims, and like I said, a Jackson Hole symposium. I actually this is the second take of the video, and I called it the Jackson Powell. So it was obviously wrong. So I had to redo the video, and so it's obviously Jackson Hole, but it's all eyes on Powell on his speech. And I'm not going to be trading during this. This is going to be a bit crazy. And last time he caused a bit of a risk-off event. Don't forget, the hedge funds are anticipating the short-dated yields to spike. If so, that's going to be risk-off. So I think what we're seeing today, we're seeing price go up and all to short. That's my theory, and we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. So we're probably seeing like a little bit of a relief rally on things in order to short tomorrow. So I made a little note in Discord about DAX, and that's what I was trying to explain, is that it could be coming up in order to short tomorrow because Powell's going to call a risk-off event. And you can see gold, they're short of it. And, these guys are normally counter-trend, so we try and do the opposite. And up we come. Their stop-loss cluster is at 1900. Okay, so do bear that in mind. They're being very risk-averse. And so just a quick one there. I'm going to do a bulletin tomorrow for everyone. And then I'm going to be taking it easy. And then we've got the Q&A on Sunday. So do join that. And I welcome any questions that you've got. And we'll see how we go today. And I think we're setting up for a sell-off tomorrow. So let's see.